No matter how much of a grown-up you are, whenever you see a superhero rescuing people on the TV screen, you can't just stop cheering for him. Superheroes have been a source of inspiration for all ages, whether you are a comic guy or a movie buff. You can't deny the everlasting impact these guys have on our culture. Ever since we were kids, we looked up to these guys and have always dreamt of becoming one. These characters are so attached to our subconscious that we can't go through a week without thinking or imagining about them in our day-to-day life activities. There are numerous superheroes based on different comic publishers and countries, but out of all superheroes, one superhero who is definitely one of the widely popular and most followed across the globe is Batman. Batman has been the most commercially successful superhero of all time in terms of movies, TV shows, games, and comics. But what makes Batman so popular? The answer is
Because I'm Batman.
I'm not going to get away with that today. So let me state the reasons why Batman is the greatest superhero of all time, what makes him so popular, and why the answer is always
Batman.
Batman is one of the oldest superhero characters. The Vigilante made his first appearance in 1939 in the 27th issue of the comic book Detective Comics. Since then, Batman has appeared in countless comic books, several movies, and TV shows. Batman Comics ranks amongst the most selling comics of all time. DC's detective superhero has been able to sell more than 480 million comic books copies under his name. While Batman has also appeared in many movies, some of them have been declared as blockbusters, and a few of them also achieved the status of cult classic. From critics to box office, and from masses to classes, the superhero has dominated every spectrum for decades. Batman is focused and disciplined. These two main factors make Batman the greatest superhero for everyone. Being focused and disciplined is what makes Batman a mere human defeat the greatest supervillains of all time. One of the basic things we are taught from childhood is to be prepared always, and that's what Batman does. And see how effective that is. Preparing yourself against the strength of your enemy, planning all your gadgets and everything. These are the things that always keep Batman one step ahead of criminals and therefore makes him the best. A superhero is only as good as his origin story. Superman's is biblical, while Wonder Woman's is mythological, but Batman is the simplest, cleanest, and most relatable. And this can simply be attributed to the fact that most of us grew up with parents or parental figures. So it's not hard to relate to the concept of having them ripped away from you in front of your very eyes as a small child, and the trauma inherited to such experience. The tragedy of the Wayne murders is the purest and most identifiable superhero origin story in all of comics. But having said that, we really don't need to see it again, not at least till about another 30 or 40 years. Batman's code of justice is something that makes him really unique. Unlike other superheroes, who try to just finish off their enemies, Batman brings them to justice. Not only this, no matter how much anger he gets, he never seeks revenge. The best example is the Joker in The Dark Knight. Joker tried his best to break Batman's code by targeting the person he loved most. Still, Batman stuck to his code of conduct, making him more than just a vigilante, but a true superhero. Every superhero or character has their special traits or qualities, but very few have qualities and traits like Batman. Batman's mysterious personality and his human side makes him stand out and unique in the long list of iconic and popular superheroes. Over the decades, Batman has created a cult for himself and has become a part of pop culture. His popularity and relevance only has grown with time. Batman's layered character makes him a viable character for all age groups and is suitable for all movie genre fans. His character signifies a lot from will to dedication and from childhood trauma to blunt emotions. But the most significant thing DC superheroes signify is what a human can do if he connects his skill with will and dedication. Batman somewhat betrays the limitless potential of the human mind and body. Batman has some of the best stories around. A-list creators like Frank Miller, Grant Morrison, Alan Moore, Scott Snyder, Jeff Johns, Denny O'Neil, Steve Englehart, Chuck Dixon, and so many others have worked on the character and told some of the greatest stories of all time. There are a lot of characters who have been in a few great stories, but Batman has so many, it's kind of unfair to other characters. But that's what makes Batman characters so unique. Batman works in just about any type of story. Gritty crime stories, straight superhero tales, even supernatural stories. Not every superhero can work in every type of story. Superman is a great character, but he doesn't work in certain kinds of stories. Same with Spider-Man or Captain America. Batman, though, can work perfectly for any type of story. One of the things that makes Batman so cool is all of his great tools he has. First off, there's the Batcave. Hands down, it's the coolest superhero headquarters of them all. Not only is it functional, but it looks great and fits Batman's personality perfectly. Then there's the most iconic vehicle in superhero media, the Batmobile. Everyone has heard of it and seen it. It sparked the imagination of the children and adults for decades. Then there's the multitude of other vehicles he uses in his utility belt. Of course, a billionaire will have the best toys of them all, right? From the cape to the cowl, the symbol, the utility belt, Batman looks has gone through some changes over the years, but the effect has always stayed the same. Batman's costume is meant to strike fear into the hearts of cowardly criminals, and it works so well. Bright things excite us momentarily, while dark things engage us. The same things with Batman's story. While there are many heroes whose lives are dark, tough, and painful, but there isn't a darker story in character than the Batman's. Once you start knowing about him, you can't stop yourself from exploring more and more. Batman is a superhero who is vulnerable, but never hides or fully showcases his vulnerability. While his dark past is something that always intrigues and engages people, everyone wants to understand how an 8-year-old child turned into a mysterious man. Audiences wish to dig down into his mind and get a glimpse of his emotional and personal side. That's the reason that he's one of the rare superheroes whose character and personal life excites the masses more than his superhero side.
It's the car, right? Chicks love the car.
The adversaries Batman faces are unmatched. His rogue gallery, which includes unforgettable villains like the Joker, the Riddler, and Mr. Freeze, is unsurpassed. These intriguing and complex villains constantly push Batman to his limits, providing the backdrops for captivating and suspense-filled stories. Batman's approach to crime fighting is uncompromising, unlike his counterparts such as Superman, who adhere to a no strict kill rule. Batman is willing to take more drastic measures. His singular focus is the protection of Gotham City, and he will not shy away from eliminating the villainous elements permanently if the situation warrants it. Furthermore, Batman's prowess as a master strategist and detective sets him apart. His prodigious intellect and unrivaled deductive skills make him an adversary that even the craftiest villains find hard to best. His skills as a master strategist ensures that he is always several steps ahead, outmaneuvering his foes at every turn. Batman remains the cornerstone of the superhero realm. His enduring appeal and sustained popularity over the years stand as a testament to his character's magnetic allure. In conclusion, Batman's status as the top superhero stems from his reliable human condition, his impressive array of gadgets, his exceptional detective skills, and his tragic backstory. His lack of supernatural powers is compensated for by his unwavering resolve and determination in his pursuit of justice, making him an inspiration for many. Batman can be adapted into whatever era he's needed. In the 40s, he was the daughter of organized crime. He was goody two shoes in the 50s and 60s. Then he went more violent in the 80s era of increased violent crime, specifically Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns and Batman's Year One, which was source materials for the Christopher Nolan's films. In the past decades, he's been a referendum on the war on terror, occasionally lapsing into Big Brother's wiretap ideology, but with enough insights or vanity to know he's the only one he can trust not to abuse his privileges. His diverse approach to social issues makes him in many ways apolitical.
I'm Batman.
By the way, The Christopher Nolan films are some of the best cinematic portrayal of Batmans that we've ever had, but he'll long outlast them. As long as kids wants to wear capes and all of us wants to see justice while uncertainty clouds our lives, Batman provides order, a way to make sense out of chaos. Plus he looks cool doing it, and that's why Batman is the best superhero ever. But is Batman your favorite superhero? If so, why? Or tell me who is your favorite superhero in the comment section below. Until next time, guys, this is the Reaction Overlord. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and comment down below. And I'll see y'all the next one. I'm out of here. Peace.